All right, you bunch of yahoos, strap yourselves in for another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
In other words, shut up, sit up, and pay attention. And welcome back to another episode of Toxic Masculinity. And here I am with my co-host, the meanest, baddest man on the planet. At least he treats me that way. He's pretty mean to me. Don the Predator Frye. And yours truly here, Dan the Beast Severn. We're here to entertain, offend, defend anybody and everybody that we care to, and more or less than to simply induce some masculinity that is needed in this country and in this world, probably more than ever. So sit back, grab a beverage of your choice, and be prepared to be entertained. There you go. Ta-da! All right. And our special guest there today, Don, go right ahead.
We have the fabulous and wonderful Justin Gaethje, who is getting ready to fight for the world championship here in a few months. And we wish you luck. And especially since you're an Arizona boy, you know, we wish you even more luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, you guys have talked to my dad down there in Arizona a couple of times. Dan went down to Safford and did an event.
I was down there doing actually a law enforcement class at the time.
My old high school.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he had an event at my old high school. So yeah, I saw you at the fight in Anaheim, and you mentioned the podcast. I remember my dad was on my ass, so I knew I couldn't say no.
Good. I thought maybe your dad was holding out on us, you know.
No, I told him he's gonna have to do this. He's gonna have to get on here with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He does not want to do that.
He doesn't want to do that. He's not the limelight boy.
He's never done it in his whole life, so we should make him for sure.
Well, no, we really should do that because I mean, you got a great story. I met your family before I ever meet you, and then I met you just through the Zoom that event that we were taking place at the school's auditorium at that day. So I mean, we're gonna probably bounce. We'll probably bounce all over this conversation, but something very, very unique. I'll say very cool on your part is I had read somewhere along the way that you basically paid for your parents' home or paid off their loan or something like that.
So far, my dad, I hooked him up with a sweet truck. I didn't buy the whole truck, but I, made sure he got the truck that he wanted. And then my mom, I'm going to supplement. She's going to retire. She's at 56 and a half. So in September, she will be done. She got a couple surgeries before that's up. But yeah, I'm going to supplement whatever because until 59, she goes now, you get penalized until you're 59 and a half. So yes. I told her she couldn't work 3 more years because it's killing her. And I would help her, help them supplement that income. It's nothing crazy. Nothing as far as what they paid for me, but yeah, I'm definitely here to help, my family. They've done a lot for me, a lot of sacrifices.
No, again, that's again, I bring that because that's just a very cool thing that you're doing because I mean, family, that's what family is all about. Family should take care of family. There are times when if that family member is a little bit too wacky, it's time to kick him in the ass a few times and say get your head out of the ass and fly straight. But no, I met your folks. They're straight shooters and they raised a pretty good kid in you. So it's and I like them.
I don't have one family member that will ask me for $1. So it's they're amazing people.
Fantastic. No, really, really good. So I mean, but okay, you said that you're born and raised originally from the Safford area, or?
Yeah, so Safford's such a small town. I was a twin, so whenever we were gonna be delivered, they took us to Tucson TMC, delivered us there, and the first 4 years we lived in Morenci, where my parents graduated from high school, which is an hour away from Safford. And then we moved to Safford when we were 4 and, got in the Safford school district. And that's where we grew up.
Well, how do we know we're talking to you and not your brother?
Hey, I'm half Mexican. That boy has darker hair and a little bit darker skin.
Okay, well, I mean, I curiosity, what does your twin do? Because I mean, I did not know you had a twin.
Yeah, so from where I'm from, we work in the copper mines. 3 generations, both sides of my family have been in the copper mines. My brother was in there, and now he works for a contractor that sells parts and fixes parts for the mine. And so that he works for a con. He doesn't work in the mine. He works in the shop.
Right.
Does jobs for
It's
the
stuff
mine.
that's related to all kinds of services for people that are in the mine industry, but he's not in the mine, which I think is pretty cool because that's rough work right there, being inside of a mine.
Oh yeah, I did it for one summer, and that's why I'm still getting punched in the face. It's stable though. You know, they find stability right out of high school. So that was one thing my brother found immediately. It was awesome.
Well, then, do you have any other brothers or sisters, or is it just?
I have an older half sister, and I have a sister that is 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
And my older sister is 4 years older than us, than me and my brother.
Well, it must have been growing up in the Gaethje household, was there a lot of scrapping, a lot of well, again, I'll say, or just physical activity? But then, did you twin wrestle? Because I'm thinking right now that maybe because that's your background.
Everything in my house is the competition. If my family does anything, we fight because we are competing. We go bowling, we got to take separate vehicles because we don't leave in the same ones. We play cards, and it will be really, really loud in that house. It's Gaethje madness. They used to call us the Griswolds. So we'll, it's awesome.
I understand. As soon as you said that, I understand exactly when you say the Griswolds.
I was crazy. I was a crazy kid with a lot of energy. My brother is much more mellow than me, and every single one of them is the most competitive person that you're gonna meet. And my brother wrestled till 7th grade, and then he started playing basketball, and then we started winning state championships as a team. So he wanted his ring, so he came and wrestled his senior year.
Well, I think that's pretty cool, though. It's the fact that he tried a couple different things. I actually started off playing basketball back in 7th grade, and I sucked at it, and I went from basketball to wrestling. So
that's a great transition.
Are you allowed to talk about who you're fighting or anything?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like you guys got a good day to get me because the news just broke that I'm fighting the UFC. It sounds like the UFC announced that I'm fighting Oliveira May 7th.
We just want to make sure, something you can talk about. I mean,
sue me. They ain't gonna sue me. I'm fighting.
That's
if
right.
not, I'm get out there. I'll put a disclaimer in there that I have not signed a contract, and I don't know that it's 100% for sure. But as far as I know, most of the information that I ever learned comes from the internet first, and it's when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's usually true. So right. With that pre-notion, May 7th, I'm fighting the champion.
May 7th.
We need to get our tickets now.
Where at?
I don't know. It was in Brazil, and they just canceled. This is all shit I'm getting off the internet, so totally guessing, throwing shit against the wall. But it was supposed to be in Brazil. They announced it, and then they just canceled it in Brazil, and so it's to be decided in the United States.
Oh, cool.
Are things being canceled? Is that all due to COVID, this or that, or is it just they don't have the best situation for running a pay-per-view?
No, I mean they've done plenty of pay-per-views down in Brazil, so I can't imagine it's that, but I have no idea.
Okay,
it's all over for me. My life has been the biggest last 2 years of my life. So
the highlights, and you're getting a fight of the night, and I'm making but Justin, you got to explain this to me here before. It's like going, you're a wrestler, and yet you're just swinging left and right all over the place. I mean, you're connecting most of the time. I mean, you got a pretty solid chin on you, but do you really want people keep hitting that chin all the time?
Well, I'm 20. I got 23 wins with 19 knockouts out of those 23. Oof. And a lot of those factors are why I'm getting paid the amount that I'm getting paid as opposed to other fighters. And when it comes to wrestling, 50% of it is defense. You got to take people down, but you also got to not be able to get taken down. And that was what I was best at. It was always hard to score on me. I made it hard to score on me. I never gave up takedowns. And yeah, with my athletic ability, man, I'm able 19 knockouts out of 23 fights. And now in time with my coach, I really refined everything and really become comfortable with being, the biggest thing for wrestlers is that they separate fighting and wrestling. If you can fight in the clinch, a clinch with like you guys did,
Right.
dirty boxing. Like they separate wrestling and fighting instead of combining the two.
No, I totally get what you're coming from, Mike. But that's why I get that if you ever throw those couple strikes,
Yeah.
get the clinches. But what I'm looking for is more of these punch you with the shoulders, jaw jacking, things of that nature that most people will never see. But it's also a way of offsetting your opponent's mindset, because the moment that you can inflict any kind of pain, their mind goes to what was that just then. So they're not thinking offensively now; they're thinking of defensively. So I'm just looking at it from a strategic point of view for you. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna also. So a college wrestling match was 7 minutes, and when I would walk off of those matches, every muscle in my body was cramping up. These are 25-minute fights. So if I wrestle for the first 7 minutes, I won't be able to fight, defend, or do anything for the next 18 minutes. And that is a big part of the process for me. And then I was, my ability to win on my feet, create damage, is who I am. That comes from wrestling too. But yeah, I mean, I create a lot of damage in the clinch. That's where my favorite spot to be. But this guy that I'm fighting is extremely dangerous in the clinch. He's got good knees, good elbows, and ultimately you don't want him to grab you. So yeah, we'll see how much wrestling. I'm not going to do a lot of wrestling as far as offensive wrestling when it comes to this fight. We've seen Oliveira fight for a long time. A lot of times he loses specific ways, and I'm going to hope to repeat that.
Well, again, Justin, it's working for you. I'll just say it's working for you. The normal person would not be getting away from this, but then wrestlers, especially higher level wrestlers, are not exactly normal people by any means.
No.
It's a very demanding sport, and it creates very unique individuals. When they get other opportunities, they go after it with that same aggressive attitude. So
100%. One-on-one situations, since we were children, this is perfect.
What I don't like about team sports is that in team sports, you can be the coach's son on a basketball team or a football team, and you're going to play even if you suck, because it's very political. I think the aspect.
Yeah.
What I like about a sport of wrestling is I could be the coach's son, and we do a challenge match. You throw me down, you pin me, you get in the lineup. It's cut and dry. That's what I like about the sport. You can't let politics get involved.
Same with MMA. Nobody can walk in there with me and hold my hand. So it's all on me. So that's definitely who we are.
Yeah. Well, again, that's where I can see where as a wrestler, you like that one-on-one type of competition. You hold your destiny.
I have a twin brother. Yeah, this is certainly my destiny. I have a twin brother. I mean, we fought and wrestled from day one. So he was my first training partner all the time. So it was perfect.
Fight in the womb, huh? Fight in the womb, huh?
I made him. Yeah, I'm 16 minutes older. I scared him while I was in there.
did one of those flinches before going out.
Stay here and count to 1,000.
No, I need. He's been in my corner. It's kind of shitty for pretty much. He's been in my corner for every UFC fight except the last one, because it wasn't a main event, and I got one less cornerman than usual. But I'm going to go back to having 4, but he's not going to make it back in. I got to bring a jiu-jitsu guy in, another actual coach. So, but he'll be there. He's always part of it, but I got to we're fighting for the world title. I can't take no shortcuts here. So.
No, this is the big one. This is the one that counts. None of the others count, anymore.
100%.
Just the one in front of you. Don't think about the number 2, number 3. Think about the one in front of you.
Fuck about those guys. They kiss my ass.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the next fight. You don't think about the fight after the fight after.
That's what I'm saying. My life, John, my life does not exist the day after my fight. I'm not sure if I'm going to be a vegetable or whatever. Right. I tell myself that I'm in the most danger ever so that I can go to the most primal spot the human body can go, and I perform. So it's fun.
No.
Let's touch on that, because again, I don't think a lot of people even understand that, because when you get ready to go to competition, there is a transition that you have to put your state of mind and your body into when you walk out there, because this is this is not a nice competition.
No, and if you try to lie to yourself and trick yourself that you're not in danger or you're infallible, then the natural adrenaline, for one, adrenaline is the best drug in the world, but every other toxin and chemical that is released in those situations, which we don't know, but they're in us. This is the most primal. Eating, sleeping, drinking, fighting, and fucking. That's 300, 400, 500 years ago. That's all that mattered. And you had to fight to fuck, eat, sleep, or drink. So fighting, I think, or living, is the most natural thing to us. And I just, with wrestling, I've been able to just be so comfortable there. And when I go there, I only have to go there twice a year. I'm glad I only have to go there twice a year. But when I do, I love it. It's a comfortable spot. And it took time and practice to get there, but it's fun.
Okay, so again, you mentioned something even there just now that I was not aware of, but right now that you look at competition just twice a year now.
Yeah.
Is that the way your contract is set? Or is that what you are going for your comfort margin?
No, I mean, well, I'm fighting for the belt next. When you fight for these level of fights, things have to happen. Things have to fall in place. Timelines have to fall in place. I fought in October. He fought in December. Someone's fighting in February. And, if they wait till then, they could let them try and jump over. Like, there's so many things that can happen, will happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, but I know you've been average about twice a year, but that's what you're looking at right now.
Twice a year for the last 4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as much as they pay me, they're not going to let me fight more than that. So.
Okay. In between, like your downtime, Justin, what do you like to do for just fun and recreational?
I like to play golf and I like to go snowboarding. Have an off-road vehicle, Can-Am. I like to go, haul ass
to the dunes, stuff like that.
I haven't made it to the dunes with this thing yet. It's brand new. So, but yes, the dunes. That's where that is my future destination. Not sure when. Probably after May 7th.
So, okay. Anything to do with like off-roading and that, dunes, off-roading?
Go hunting. But I like to play golf. And right now I'm snowboarding every Thursday.
Well, that could be your future. When your MMA career gets to an end, being maybe out there golfing with the Masters or something like that.
No, not the Masters, but I'm winning as many fights as possible so that I can play in celebrity golf tournaments as long as possible.
Again, why I like that you're thinking about the future there.
All over the world, they travel. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to see all those places.
Absolutely. How often do you need to go snowboarding?
Every Thursday, right now.
When the snows?
No, I live in the Rockies. There, we're getting hammered this year. Thank God for the Colorado River and Vegas and California. They need the water. But yeah, every Thursday I go with my head coach Trevor Whitman and his wife. We go up. He keeps a leash on me the whole time, so it's as safe as possible, I guess.
But you say Dad is home right now for you. I mean, Dad's home. Is that because of the elevation and it's a great place to train there too? Because I'm looking at.
I came to college here in 2007 and decided that year that I would probably never leave this place. I love it. I love the seasons. I love seeing the seasons change. I love a cold, snowy day yesterday and then a sunny day today. It's something I enjoy.
Are you going to snowboard any more this year since you got this fight coming up?
Yep.
You are?
Yeah, I'm not gonna start living like a pussy now.
Oh yeah, but it's like riding.
Like I said, my head coach goes with me every single time. I don't go without him, and he keeps me on certain runs. We don't, he does not let me in the park. He does not let me leave the ground, stuff like that. So I'm definitely every single time I'm out there, I am, thinking that I don't want to ruin my opportunity to be the best in the world. So don't worry about me. I got this. And if I'm sore, like we're not going tomorrow because the roads are going to be snowy and I don't want to deal with it. So I won't go this week. At now I'll only go on perfect days. Stuff like that.
Yeah. When do you start your camp? How far out?
So we're this Anaheim that night was 15 weeks away from this. I usually start 12 weeks. But last camp, I actually hired a chef. She comes and cooks dinner and then lunch, breakfast, snacks for the next day. So I'm already back on that. I started that pretty much right away after the last fight because I knew that this was going to be the next fight. So I'm starting now, but I worked out twice Monday, once yesterday, twice today. In camp, I got to do twice every day. So I'm going to do probably like 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 for the next 2.5 weeks. And then I'll start at 12 weeks,
Right.
2 a day.
You gotta get in shape to start training. You gotta get your ligaments, your muscles. Those all need to be ready to get hit. Yeah, people don't understand that. You don't just get off the couch, go train. You've got to get in shape to get to train, and getting in shape to train takes a lot of effort because
it wasn't long ago that I could just jump off the couch, but I'm 33 now, so I got to see a chiropractor once a week. So I don't know. I just never really took care of my body because I never felt pain, never felt anything. But now I understand. I got to take care of it.
When did you first get exposed to this MMA fight game, and when did you think that this was something that you wanted to try?
When he was 2 years old, he saw Dan Severn fight.
You guys introduced it to me. I believe. I want to say, Don, who fought in Globe? Which one of you fought in Globe?
I did.
You fought in Globe against the big old Indian dude.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was there. Uriah Faber fought that night.
Yeah. California.
I remember that. So I was there. I was probably 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old. And that's 1 hour. That's 50 minutes away from where I grew up. And then, but I was introduced to it like early 90s. My dad would have his little black box where you would steal the pay-per-views or get the pay-per-views. And I remember watching Tank Abbott. I remember watching live all these fights as a child. Not specific memories, but I do remember seeing it and being extremely intrigued. And then I never really thought about doing it until college. And at the time, they brought in so Donald Cerrone, George St. Pierre, Keith Jardine, George St. Pierre. They all came to our wrestling practice and wrestled with us. And I didn't do bad against them. And I understood that they were normal people and, like me. So I told my coaches I wanted to try it. So I took, on average 1 to 3 amateur fights in between my college wrestling seasons. And I racked up 7 amateur fights while I was in college. And then as soon as I was done with my last wrestling match, NCAA, I took a pro fight.
Wow, that was actually great timing on your part there. I mean, for it, because it's I try to promote that to wrestlers all the time because I'm big about trying to help. I'm big about trying to help wrestlers because I look at the sport of wrestling just as one of the hardest sports to ever be involved in, and
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
There's nowhere to go in wrestling. There's no career to be had.
Correct. So I always looked at that wrestling is a tool to get you to college to maybe get your education paid for. I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. It was my vehicle to get to college. And then once you're in college, because I tried, I went to both down and I went to Arizona State, then I went over to Oklahoma State on top of that. And basically, Arizona State's program, the state of Arizona itself has had a lot of MMA guys that have come out of it that have done very well for themselves. But Arizona State is very rich in the history of MMA fighters that have done well in the UFC and a lot of other MMA promotions. So I looked at not only can you get a good college, you got your degree and things of that nature out of college, but then once you in between your summer stuff at that, you can be doing submission grappling, you can be doing some MMA amateur matches, but then once your collegiate career comes to an end, now you can jump into it on the pro level and you can start doing MMA matches, you can do submission grappling submission grappling is submission grappling is even bigger than MMA for the sheer number of participants.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
you don't have to get punched in the face. It's brilliant.
Right, exactly. Not everybody likes to be punched in the face.
Yeah, not as much as he does.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still a whole lot different. I mean, I remember when I did my very first match ever, I didn't tell any of my family members because I didn't want them to worry about me. I just simply said, I'm going to go off and wrestle this coming weekend. And I go, okay, but then I had a couple uncles that stumbled over a UFC. Well, one of them had to stumble onto the UFC, and then he calls over my parents' home and to try to let my father know that what one of his sons is about to do. And my dad's like, what the hell? And then, all I know is when I finally got back home, I had that message to call your father. Now, that's not exactly the message you want to have. Call your father,
How old were you, Dan?
Oh, shit, I was 37 at that time that died. But I'll just put it like this. It doesn't matter how big and bad you are. You're still either mama's little boy or daddy's little boy. And it don't matter how big and bad you are. You're still going to be referred to by that.
Yeah, when I was 30 years old, Becky Levi and I went over and told my parents, asked permission for me to go fight in the UFC 8.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I never knew about that one. That's pretty funny. It's funny, but it's again that there's a term of respect there too. That the fact that you did something like that, you would ask your parents to go ahead with that.
Yeah, my dad said we might as well support the boy. He's gonna do what he wants to anyway. Yeah. So
I don't know. I got to a point that I got to a certain age. These are things you have to look forward to there, Justin. That my father, because I have 7 other brothers and sisters. I'm second on the totem pole. They're all domesticated. They have real jobs. And my father asked me, well, I was probably, I'll say late 40s at the time. He goes, son, are you ever going to get a real job?
My dad used to say that to me all the time too.
I had to scratch my head, had to rub my mustache a few times and put my hand on my chin and go, Dad, if I work this right, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin,
my parents gave me a twin brother, put me in wrestling at 4, so this is all their fault.
Oh.
This is all their fault.
So you got that one to fall back onto. Okay. I just say that you're having the time of your life because look at all the travel, look at all the cool things you get to do. Because it's not always about the competition, but it's kind of like going, know the fact that if you like to snowboard, you can go do some fun snowboarding sessions. But look at because more and more people know about you, what you do. Now, I'll bet there's different groups, schools, and things of that nature. They want to bring you in to be a speaker, to say, to let people know how to set goals, how to pursue these goals, because a lot of people don't understand what a goal is. All they have wishful thinking. I wish I could do this, but they will never pursue it.
Yeah, I mean, you go back, you tell kids they can be what you hear teachers and people tell kids they can be whatever they want. And that's ultimately true, but you can only be one thing, you can't be anything. And you can't, and once you choose, you can't jump ship when it gets hard or you lose or you fail. And that's the part that they forget to tell them after they say you could do anything you want. You can be anything with determination, with living it every day, but it's only going to be one thing and it better be something that you're passionate about. And it's hard to explain that in that sense.
No.
Yeah.
I get it.
Hard work.
Oops. Sorry, Mr. Frye. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir. I was just saying determination and hard work, get you what you want.
Yeah, no, again, I'd be chiming in, just saying all the same type of positive types of reinforcement that I do more speaking engagements now, and I do more instructional type of things as I travel around. Because it's kind of going, maybe I'm no longer there at that youthful age to go out there to compete. But again, the mind is one of the best things, the best tools that you'll ever be given, and how to use your mind just so that you can take the least amount of punishment in a career. So, yeah. I always see Don Frye and I, we are kind of like that yin yang symbol. He liked to get ready and mix that up. basically, I hate to say this to Justin, but you and Don have a whole lot more in common than what you and I have in common.
Hey,
So,
styles make matchups. Every single one of us is different, slight different styles. So that's that's the most beautiful thing about this sport. It's based on the notion that let's see what the superior martial art is. There's so many of them, and yeah, you guys started off. You guys did the most amazing things for the sport to start it, and you got me inspired. But we are coming. Every year this sport comes and grows so much.
Not only comes to grow, but also the athletes evolve. They're
that's
evolving more and more.
Going to happen every year. From you guys to my coach Lou Cadillo, who was there like in 2002 or 2010. The evolution is amazing to watch.
Between flying knees, Superman punches, you see people that are stepping up off the cage wall, they're doing head kicks. I mean, I keep thinking, what's the next evolution going to be? I'm going to stand out there and go, nah, you chase me across, I run up the cage wall, I do a somersault, and I slap on a rear naked choke, and before my feet hit, boom, you're out. I mean, I'm waiting for something like that to happen down the road.
The best thing is the basics will always be the most superior thing that will ever dominate in that cage. So you're just seeing, better technique and more principled technique, and that's the evolution of the sport for sure.
Well, like you said, you have a dietitian now. We didn't have.
There's a lot of factors.
Yeah. We fought in the last century, Dan. I mean,
excuse me, why do you have to keep dragging me down like this? Why do you keep dragging me down? Okay.
Literally, we fought in the last century.
It sucks you can't do it anymore, but it is over. You don't got to get punched anymore, and we fight for our legacy, and you guys both accomplished that. So. No more getting punched.
Well, just
you can punch people though. You can punch people though. That shit was awesome.
I don't know, Justin. Most of the time, most of these podcasts, I take a beating. I take a verbal beating from Don Frye. Most of the time.
Hey, you're winning on that department right now. You're kicking his ass.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped talking, has he?
Okay, well, Justin, in the when you're not fighting. I'm just kind of to kind of tell people about like your diet and where your weight fluctuates. When you're actually not in competition shape, where does your weight tend to loom at? And then what you're actually looking to compete at? Because again, I know the mentality of most wrestlers is kind of like they like to eat, but then they're doing this.
And up until a year and a half ago, that was what I did and how I did it, and I loved it. But now after this fight, I took 14 days. I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and then I got her back. And I've only had it for this one camp. This is all brand new for me. It was the first time I never had to cut weight on the weigh-in day, so that was fantastic. And I felt fantastic in the fight. And ultimately, it just gives me more confidence walking, make me walk to the cage.
Right, yeah. One less thing to worry about, making weight. And
one less thing to question yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. Did I eat the right nutrition? Did I get the right sleep? Did I give the right nutrition? And then if you're okay with that, then who gives a fuck happened?
Your weight class is 155, correct?
Yeah, 155. Right now I weigh 173. Okay. And I fight, I weigh the same. So my weight's not fucked. Right now I am working my hardest to keep weight on my body.
Yeah.
Because I'm eating so clean. I'm working so hard. And I've never eaten this clean, this consistently in my entire life.
Give us some example, like what's a breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I want other people to understand what clean means.
So let's see. Last night I had some seared scallops on like a bed of linguine in some like olive oil sauce, I guess. And then for breakfast every morning I have a smoothie. It's got about a pound of kale, some almond butter, frozen berries, yogurt, almond milk, a scoop of athletic greens, and then I drink a cold pressed green juice in the morning. So I get compared to what I used to do, I'm getting like 100 times more servings of greens in the morning, like immediately. For lunch today, I had a filet mignon on it tasted like it called? Grits.
Yeah.
Some grits with some sauteed, and the steak was like she marinated in like she roasted a green chili and some limes, and then blended that up, and then she put the steak in that for 24 hours, and then some some broccolini.
So,
Delicious.
I mean, do you put in like a request of what you're looking for, but or does she just know that what you're trying to eat clean? So she just surprise you, just say surprise me or what?
It's a surprise, but so ultimately she took a lot of dairy and sugar out of my life. She calls it a low inflammation diet. I don't know. She uses, instead of processed sugar, we're using like monk fruit sugar, real maple syrup, stevia extract as sweeteners. Like I like Alfredo sauce. So when I'm in camp, if I want Alfredo, she'll make the sauce is a cauliflower base. She'll puree the cauliflower and then she'll season it. And so it's giving my brain it thinks I'm getting the creaminess, the texture. I'm not getting the butter or the milk. And there's, it's keeping the inflammation down, but I'm still getting what I like, so I'll have her make things like that. But she's certified. I got lucky. She runs like a wellness center, and she designs the menus for this place. And yeah, she used to do this in LA, and she was looking to do it again. And I just happened to have a conversation with her. So I'm her only client, but her knowledge is definitely, I don't say a word because I don't know shit.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm actually trying to do more and more of that as an athlete gets older. I'm trying to do away with a little bit more inflammation, because as you get older, you get more aches and pains. They whatever injuries you got early in life, they come back to haunt you a little bit later. It's kind of like going, I'm trying to eat a lot cleaner, like what you said right there, to try to cut a lot of these sugars and things of that nature, because it's bad. It's inflammation. Instead
of tortillas, we're using almond flour tortillas. We're using I can tell you right now what to use. She got it all right here. I don't know what the hell she uses.
Justin, let me ask you. Okay, Justin, while we're here right now, are we talking to you in your home right now?
Yeah, we're in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of tapioca flour. I don't even know shit I've never heard of. Makes it work.
Yeah. Well, again, it's
a side salad, like a small side salad with some balsamic vinegar, because I love balsamic. Every dinner. I never ate. Wrestlers hate salads. But hell no, I don't want salads. I'm not a rabbit. That's what we ate our whole life. We don't eat salads, but now I enjoy eating salads with, real vegetables in it instead of iceberg lettuce. Yeah. It's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
and it's a lot less to worry about. She does all the shopping. She gets all the groceries. So yeah, it's way better.
Don Frye is still like a prehistoric, a man himself. He just wants that big chunk of meat, and it's got to be. I think it's still twitching a little bit. That's Don.
I'm right there. I eat a lot of meat. I think we're having lamb chops tonight. I hope so. I'm not sure though.
Extra rare, Clarice.
I tell her she does. She cooks it medium rare for sure. No more than that.
Kind of some goals that you set for yourself. I mean, do you have like in the back of your mind? Do you have kind of like a time frame as to how long you want to fight for, or is there a few things, or is it based on a fight level? Is it based on how much wealth you amass? I'm just kind of curious as to what is your level that you're looking for.
Yeah, I think my method is that I have surrounded my people and surrounded myself with people that if they ever brought up conversations that surrounded or involved those things, then I would seriously have conversations. But it's one fight at a time for me. It always has been. I have no idea. I'm fighting for the belt next. This is everything. A win here, I get to go home. I get to inspire, so much youth around the world. So it's cool. I get to take the belt home, have a parade in Arizona.
Okay, well, how often do you get a chance to make it back to Safford, for example? How often do you get back to Safford, Arizona?
2 to 3 times a year, depending on family occasions. I went for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year because I had just fought and I had nothing on the docket. So I went home for both. But when I can, after fight, I'll try to make it home, and usually for 1 or 2 holidays.
Well, okay, glad that you're keeping your family close. That's
Yeah, I want
families.
to get him here, but I like Safford too, so it's a conundrum.
Yeah. Yeah, I met your dad. Your dad's a good man, real good man.
My whole family is. My mom is.
She's the mortar, huh?
Keeps him in line.
Yep.
She's 100% Mexican, and yep, she keeps him in line. Oh, my dad's German. My mom is 100% Mexican. My mom's mom did not speak English. They both went to the same high school. Again, 3 generations have been in the mines down there in southern Arizona. It was in Bisbee, Arizona at the time, so it was right there on the border. So, and at that time it was different. There's holes all on that fence, so people worked. It was full of people from Mexico and people from the United States. Actually, the border crossed us when Arizona became a state. That's when my dad's mom became a United States citizen, which made our family. My mom's dad a citizen, in turn made my mom's mom, had the ability to take her test and become a citizen. And so that's my mom's side. And I think my strength, my bones come from my dad, but the competition I think comes from my mom. She's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my family too. My mom, she was real competitive. My dad was laid back because he had boxed amateur and he had a chance to turn pro. He said, "Nah, I'll find a better way to make a living than getting my nose punched in." And he did. We were a bunch of coal miners from West Virginia.
Yeah, we don't have to go underground. This is an open pit. We don't. I'm not about that life. You guys are different. No, thank you.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Dangerous, not just the same, but it's dangerous. In my dad's 37 years, I think 17 people passed away in the mine.
Jeez.
But nothing like coal mining.
Yeah.
But he can't hear shit because of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have he did that wearing the hearing protection during the time being around all the heavy machinery.
OSHA was not around.
What made you decide to fight instead of working in a mine?
Well, what got me out of the mine was going to college to wrestle.
Yeah.
And I started fighting for fun, and it's still for fun. Just crazy that it's I don't have to work. But yeah, I won my first 25 fights, and then at that point I was like, well, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's funny is you mentioned that Cowboy Cerrone and the other guys showed up at your wrestling school, and then you ended up beating Cerrone, later on in your career.
Yeah, me and Cerrone definitely we go back. I mean, when he fought Melvin Gillard in 2012, he brought me in to help him with wrestling, and he rung my bell real good one time in sparring. I was just like, hell yeah, I want to spar. I wanted to fight. So I was sparring with him, and he did nothing bad, nothing cheap, nothing. It was he faked a shot. I sprawled, and at the same time, he brought an uppercut up, and it freaking put me on Queer Street. I was up in Vail, Colorado. I had no idea how I got there. One of the only times I've ever had this kind of concussions. Scariest concussion you could have, I would say. But yeah, that's.
And that happened in practice?
This was in practice, yeah. And
wow.
Then we fought in 2020 or 2019. And yeah, so the winner was gonna, be in title contention. I always said, I would fight my friends. I would fight my brother for the world title. That's two people to be the best in the world. That's something they've committed their whole life to. That's special. But yeah, so unfortunately, I had to fight him. But yeah, it was good to get that one back. He put me on Queer Street for sure. He was dangerous.
Yeah, he's sitting pretty now. He got a nice ranch in New Mexico, huh?
Yeah, he's doing great. He needs to. Yeah, he should be. Talk about submission grappling. That's what he should be doing all over the world.
Yeah.
Famous, and you don't got to get punched in the face. It's brilliant.
What about you? You going to get it?
And he's good at it. He's really good at it.
Are you going to get a ranch?
No, probably not. I'm a country boy, but don't The city life rubbed off on me a little bit, Don.
I was gonna say you turned into a city boy, huh?
I'm a city boy, but I won't live I won't live 3 hours from it like I grew up.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm done, a ranch in the mountains here in Colorado would be fantastic. I'm not selling that away at all. That idea.
Right. Shit. Save your money, buddy. Save your money.
Hey, a ranch is not a bad spot to put your money. Well, land, but a ranch, you better know how to do it.
Real estate and land is actually probably a pretty good investment, especially when you see what's happening right now, how the prices of real estate and stuff like that are skyrocketing.
Yeah, this is the first house I've ever owned. Or I don't own it, but first house I've ever been on my way to own.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You own a doorknob, you own a piece of this, that, until you own the whole thing.
I own at least 2 walls in this bitch.
What type of social media? If people want to see what's going on with Justin, where do they go to, like social media wise, or Facebook pages or websites?
Good luck spelling my last name, but it's Justin_Gaethje. Oh yeah, I fought getting an Instagram for like a year and a half. Everyone would tell me, and I'm like, no, I don't want it.
Who was your toughest fight?
Toughest fight?
Yeah,
Khabib.
Khabib.
Well, I mean, toughest to beat would be Khabib. It wasn't my toughest experience in a fight.
Yeah, what was?
I don't know. I've never not had a good time. There's never been a bad moment in there. Like even winning, like I've been TKO'd twice. I was fucking those dudes up until it happened in my mind. Paul Amino, back when I used to fight in World Series of Fighting, there was 2 fights in Arizona. I fought him at Comerica Theater. Used to something else now. I don't know what it's called now, but downtown Phoenix. And yeah, those are fun fights. That dude's he's the champion at bare knuckle right now.
Yeah.
He was he didn't want to go down. Luis Firmino was an extremely hard fight because he had steroids coming out of his eyeballs. That one was tough. I hit him with, I had baseball bats in my hands. I was hitting him in the head clean, and it was not. They stopped it because his face swelled up too much.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Dan's usually his face swelling up like that after a Thanksgiving meal, Christmas meal.
Well, that's all of
it. See, yeah, I'm okay. But when you think about going back to your wrestling days, how many Thanksgiving meals did you miss? How many Christmas meals did you miss because of the sport of wrestling? Because there's big tournaments that take place around those two months.
All of them, every single one of them.
Yep.
You can maybe eat the initial meal, but you don't get leftovers with everybody. You don't get more like everybody else. You don't get a whole pie like my dad or my brother, but you get one piece. I got caught unwrapping and sneaking tamales into the bathroom when I was a kid. I left the wrapper in the trash, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "Shit." That was when I was probably 10.
Yeah, no.
We're a very bright thief, were you?
No. I was, I got, once it was in, he couldn't take it away from me, so I didn't care. That shit is good. I mean, I'm Mexican. Tamales, and they had fresh tamales in the house. I wasn't gonna eat one. Wasn't gonna not eat one, I should say.
Right. You have pets?
I had a dog. He just passed away about.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I got him when I was in college. He slept on the ground with me, different apartments. We had no food. And then he enjoyed his last 3 years in the house and ate like a king. So he was ready to go. So yeah, it was good. And he gave me some great years. 11 and a half years.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, it was cool.
What kind of dog?
He was an American Bulldog.
Yeah.
I see. What you had an English Bulldog over there?
Yeah, I got an English Bulldog. Yeah.
My buddy has 2 English Bulldogs, but he was an American Bulldog. A little taller, not quite as high maintenance.
Yeah. You ask Quinn, she'll tell you I'm high maintenance. So
Yeah. Well, then it's a perfect relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I I've been around Don, and I listen to when Quinn is laying there, she'll fall asleep. I can't believe how loud that dog snores.
Well, it's one of them.
And this past weekend when we were heading over to Anaheim there, I shared a room with Don. And a couple of times I wanted to walk over there with the pillow just to put over his face and hold it over him because I couldn't believe how bad he was snoring. So I imagine between him and Quinn, it's like the dueling banjos is all it is. Dueling banjos.
The cat's got to sleep during the day, get some rest.
That's funny. Perfect relationship.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I gotta give I gotta take this ivermectin to my buddy who is struggling right now.
Okay.
He's the one that keeps calling me. He's gonna keep calling me. He has 100 fever right now.
He has what?
He has 103.5 fever. He just keeps calling me. I told him I had some medicine for him, so I gotta take. His wife has it. She's pregnant.
Okay. Well, we can wrap this right on up. I mean, it's my biggest say was just to make sure that we got your social media stuff like that, so that when this finally does air and people want to get know how to follow you, and that's the biggest thing is getting your social media, and again just to bring out some different aspects of to me it's like just talking about the fight career. That's one aspect. That's one aspect of your life, but it's kind of going. That doesn't really define you on everything that you do. So it's kind of like just those some unusual things there that you like doing for fun and recreation, hobbies, or whatever.
Side under wraps. Everyone thinks I'm mean and scary, so I can't show them this side.
Yeah.
No, they got to think I'm mean and scary. That's why every time I meet someone, they're like, "This is not Justin Gaethje. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
I'm like,
brother.
You want me to kick your leg? I can kick your leg, prove it real quick. But
yeah, I always just I used to always tell them that you're like that all the time. It's just when you're out in public, you have to take Prozac so it keeps you mellow, And then before the match, you go off your Prozac. Yeah, that's all you got to tell them. So.
that will definitely get him away from you.
Yeah, all you can do is simply say when they start pushing, they go, this conversation is going okay, but you got about 15, 20 minutes before my medication runs out. So,
almost over.
No.
That's hilarious.
Okay, let me throw a different ringer into this conversation right now. Justin, what do you think about the state of the United States is right now?
I love you guys, but my number one rule. And I sound like a bitch saying this, but while I am fighting, I have to steer away from religion and politics. However,
okay, I've got no problem with that. I respect that.
But I love being on this show.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, not a problem.
Would you do it again then?
Yeah, after the fight, we'll try and get it done.
All right, sounds good. We'll book you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much.
Keep kicking ass. You guys are legends.
Tell your friend said hi.
All right,
Justin,
later.
take care.
Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.